Welcome back to another episode of Caps with Cam. Been meaning to get to this one for a while. At the time of recording this video, I'm behind. I think I counted 6 outings that I'm behind on editing footage and making videos for. Most of them are going to be the night hunting style that I've been doing recently, but this particular video is combining 2 nights out, which we're out with a different mate on each night. I did try to sort of break that barrier, be a bit more confident in myself and trying to film with other people around. And look, it was going all right for the first night out when I was with one of my mates. But as the night progressed, I just sort of stopped filming. It was more about hanging out with a mate that I hadn't seen in a while and catching up and talking shit. So for that night, we went out. We were hitting a different area of the lambing paddocks that I'd been hitting very hard at the time, trying to get some foxes that were coming down in from the other side. We managed to get one in that area. We thought we saw another one. There was a bit of confusion between identifying it with some wombats that were also in the area, but we never got sight on it again. So we stopped in one paddock on the way out. There was another fox there. I took a shot at it and I missed, and that is where you'll see in some other videos I'll get to editing that'll come in the future, where I started to lose a bit of confidence in my setup and the POI on my rifle. So it was a distance that I felt like I would have hit normally. I was a bit unstable, so I didn't question it too much. I thought it was more me, but then sort of as time has gone on, there's been some gut shots placed on foxes and some misses where I thought, no, I should have definitely hit that. Yeah, it started to make me question the POI between my TH50 and my 223. So that ended that night. Hopefully there'll be some good dual footage between the Nocpix Vista H50 and my Infiray TH50 tube V2. So that's provided my mate had done his job and recorded properly. It was a new device to him. He also gave me some feedback on the device, which was that there were some issues from what he was saying in the dead of night, being able to identify the buttons. Like there wasn't really much feel, he said, between the different buttons to really sort of identify which button you're pressing. I agree with him. As time's gone on, like I've gotten more familiar with the device, and I know, okay, this button's the menu, that's your camera, your zoom, and your power off and on. But I do get what he's saying. If you're thumbling in the dead of night and you run your fingers across it, you can very easily mistake the menu button for the zoom button, and you can mix them up a bit. So I get his feedback, and yeah, I understand where he's coming from with that. So moving on to the second night, I've taken another buddy of mine out. We hit the same area. We did something different this time. Normally I would stop, as you've seen in some videos now, I park in the entrance of a paddock and I walk this fence line where I've been going for these lambing paddocks. This particular night we decided we were going to drive further up the paddock to shorten our walking distance, and then set up and half the distance for walking. We haven't done any scanning. We've driven in and we've parked up on the crest. We've gotten out. He's got his Ricoh RH50 Mark II, and he's having a look around, and as he's scanning, he notices that the cows in the neighbouring paddock have been spooked, and he looks down the fence line and he sees something. He's like, that looks like pigs. The farmer's son has said to me in the past that he's seen pigs on the other side of the property, and only once. And I've never seen pigs out there, and I'm out there quite a bit. I've grabbed the binocular out, I've had a look, and I could see something coming up the fence line, and I'm at this point misjudging the distance. I'm thinking they're a lot further away than what they actually were. So I'm thinking it's just cows moving up the fence line. But the more I looked at it and the more I got what he was saying and sort of registered how close these heat signatures actually were, I then suddenly realized, oh crap, it's a mob of about 6 to 10 pigs. So I've mad rush, tried to get my rifle out, couldn't get it set up fast enough, and the whole time he's watching these pigs, and he's said they're starting to run, they're going the other direction. So he's grabbed his rifle, got the scope on it, I've grabbed mine, got the tripod, and we've started walking in the direction we'd seen them. But because they were sort of just up and over a crest, by the time we've got to the top of that, we couldn't see them anywhere. He was pretty confident they headed in the direction that we would have been going anyway, or at least across the paddock in that direction. So we ended up doubling back, moving in the direction that I really wanted to go to begin with, and we never saw them again for the rest of the night. And it was, as far as foxes go, it was very quiet. I think we saw one fox hanging around the distance. We ended up going back to his ute. We drove out of that paddock and around over to the other side of the property where we got out and we set up on the back of his ute. I just had my monocular this time. I wasn't too interested in getting the rifle out. And we did find a fox and we let him have a shot on it. To begin with, though, I kind of buggered up his opportunity to get a shot. So the fox was moving along the fence line. It's pulled up at a gate, and I've given out the old Rodney Morris g'day. I might have said oi, I can't remember. But yeah, instead of that fox staying still, it's turned and it started making its way further down the fence line. So we lost sight of it. Another fox appeared, which he ranged with his laser rangefinder at 280 meters. It could very well have been the same fox, but we're just not entirely sure. And unfortunately, didn't get it. So that was the only shot taken that night. And that pretty much ended the night for that second night out. We stopped in one other paddock just to have a look around, but there was just nothing out. It was quite windy, which was a bit unexpected. But yeah, so it was just a couple of nights of hanging out with some mates of mine, taking them out for a shoot. I don't get out with mates too much, so yeah, it was a good opportunity to take them out with me and just catch up and hang out. I sliced the footage together. I haven't actually looked at the footage from these two nights on either devices since they happened, and I looked at the date. It was the 20th of September. 20th of September and 23rd of September, and at the time of filming this, I think it's like the 12th of November. So yeah, like I'm quite a bit behind as far as editing footage goes. I've got 4 other nights I was counting when I was downloading the footage from my TH50 last night. So yeah, there's at least 5 videos that I'm behind on, including this one. I've still got to do me footage for my good cam hunting bog ballhead conversion kit. I wanted to do a video more for me because obviously people are buying the product from me. They want to know how it goes together. So I'm behind on that, and also there's the initial impression video for the Nocpix Vista H50 that I've been meaning to get to. It's not going to be so much of a review of the device. It's going to be my time in the field with it, what my thoughts are on it, and well, yeah, I guess it's a review. I'm behind on getting to that as well. That may come before some of the other videos, but we'll see how it all plays out. We'll see how much time I get. Just what I think about, actually, something I did mention in the first take, which I mentioned here, was I have been out to check the POI on my rifle since this first night out in this video. It wasn't until after going out a couple more times, and like I said, there were some gut shots and some questionable shots, and I wasn't happy with the setup. I wanted to get out and check it. It was the same afternoon I was hoping to do some footage for my conversion kit, which didn't work out very well. I forgot to take stuff out with me that I needed in order to film the video, so I took the opportunity to check my POI, and I was out a little bit at 50 meters, so I adjusted. I came back to 100 meters and just confirmed. I think I had to minutely adjust it there as well, but recently I've shot a fox at well over 100 meters the Sunday night just gone, and I hit it, so I'm pretty confident it's more on point at the moment. But fun fact about that afternoon, I was out checking the POI. I lost my Oakley Sunnies. I was walking around with them in the side of my pocket, and I'll insert a photo here so you can see what I'm talking about. And I forgot they were there. I've walked back and forth between the target and the grass at this point is about shin to knee high. It wasn't until I was coming back into town, and I'm 2 seconds from town, and I realised, crap, I've lost my sunnies. I know where they are, roughly, but I just haven't had a chance to get back out and look for them in daylight. And I also lost one of the new mags that I got sent from Lithgow Arms for my LA 102. So a bit annoyed about that, because what I've been doing recently is I've been loading up the 3 mags and carrying them around with me in my pocket. Just so that way I'm not having to stop and reload mags all the time. So that's come in very handy, and since losing that, it's just Look, I haven't had to go through 3 magazines. I almost did the other night, but it was just handy, and it's just so annoying because they weren't like, it wasn't like it was a couple of year old mag, or the original factory one. This is one of the replacement ones that they sent me earlier in the year. So bloody kicking myself about that, but that'll teach me for next time. Don't just put them in a pouch, not my pocket. Anyway. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. Like I said, I haven't seen the footage that's about to follow from this yet. I'm only gonna see it now. Well, after now, as I finally edit this video and get it together. So I hope it's some good footage. I hope it makes for some good footage that you will enjoy. And yeah, look, keep an eye out. Like I said, I'm behind on 4 or 5 other videos right now. So there's plenty more video content to come in the future. So keep an eye out for it. All right. Thanks everyone. I'll see you later. G'day everyone. Back out again. We're on the sheep paddocks this evening. I've got my mate Keith with me, and we're just going to try and pick up some of the ones that we've seen. Well, I've seen the last few times I've been out, and just see how we go. So we're coming out a bit earlier in some daylight, just see if we can't get them as they're coming down into the open. And we've already seen a couple of lambs or some sheep that have been separated from the rest of the herd, so we're going to take a bit of caution around them. Otherwise, we know there's quite a few hanging around this area, so let's hope we can plug them off.
Just let me focus.
Just say when you're good.
Good.
First one down for the night. Probably the only one at this stage. Young dog fox. Yeah, it's a dog.
Like a late last season?
Maybe late last season. Well, he's got some nuts on him, but he's too small to be a... Yeah. Oh well, one down. Hopefully there's more to come.
Just sat down. Running towards us. Not anymore. Say goodbye to that one, I think, mate.
Yeah, I can still see him.
Oh yeah. I've lost him.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can get a shot on him.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Oi!
Running.
Over near the kangaroos. Across the gully.
Nice, yeah.
What's the range? It's up to you.
Oh, I'll have a crack.
Okay. Yeah, I've still got eyes on him if you got eyes on him.
Yeah, I do.
Alright, so I've just finished editing the footage. It's been a couple of days since I filmed the intro. And look, I was really hoping for some good footage, but it's just not that great. So you get a kind of a little bit of a dual perspective when I was out with my mate Keith. The mate I was out with the second night was my mate Steve. And you could really hear towards the end of that footage, like I've had to drop the volume coming, like in the editing process of the audio through the, sorry, I'm stuffing up my words, the audio through the Nocpix Vista. I've had to drop the audio of that down to 25% because it was just too windy, because I'm holding it right next to my eye and I'm speaking. It's very crackly, it's just very intense. The microphone in the unit is very good, I must give it that. It's better than the microphone in my TH50. The TH50 seems to pick up a lot of wind and distortion. I noticed when we were filming with my mate Keith, I completely turned the audio down on the tube because it was picking up nothing but wind, but the audio coming from the monocular seemed to be a lot cleaner. It was picking up a lot more ambient sound, and it wasn't picking up the wind. So yeah, I must say I'm very impressed. Sorry, I'm very sweaty, sitting in a hot car in the middle of the day on my lunch break. So yeah, very impressed with the microphone in the Vista. Yeah, just so, reason why I wanted to compare the two bits of footage too was because the Infiray tube is running with a 50 hertz refresh rate, whereas the Vista H50 is running with a 60 hertz refresh rate. So you can kind of get a bit more feel so how the unit compares in regards to that specific detail. Alright guys, wrapping up the video. Not how I would normally do a caps with cam, but I kind of feel like I had to step in and put in another video just to tidy it all up. Look, I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to try and get into editing the next video and get it up in the next week or so. We'll see how I'm going for time. There might be some overtime coming up, so who knows at this point. So we'll see how I go. Alright, thanks again for watching everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.